I kill people for money.
Listen to yourself and say it again.
I kill people for money.
Again?
I kill people for money.
Say it again.
I kill people for money.
You don't got it!
I kill people for money! Is that what you want to hear? Is that enough? Is it enough?
Trouble had been piling up lately. 100 to million contracts sat unfinished, and problems kept coming at me one after another, no way to dodge them. But it was Nuria's sharp, cutting glare and the rapid-fire questions she threw at me that finally pushed me over the edge. What followed was a long, brutal silence, a cold war that lasted the entire night. In the end, I was the one who broke first. I looked at her and, for the first time, said the words I'd been keeping buried deep inside. I told her I loved her. I told her I wanted out, but I had to finish this one last job, just 24 hours. After that, we could finally live a normal life. She didn't say anything when I finished. She just stood there, her eyes slowly going red, because she had no other choice but to forgive me. The next morning, her brother showed up out of nowhere. Not only did he know exactly who I was, he'd already reached out to the local mob on his own, trying to broker a deal. The color drained from Nuria's face on the spot. The retirement plan we'd just agreed on the night before went up in smoke in an instant. I tried to reassure her. He's just a gang boss. Compared to the targets I've dealt with, he doesn't even make the list. I went to find her brother myself and told him I was willing to work with the mob boss. He was thrilled. He ran off immediately to set up a meeting. I watched him go, then headed to the waterfront and rented a yacht. When her brother and the mob boss sat down at the seaside restaurant, I was nowhere to be found. Just as the boss was starting to lose patience, I pulled the trigger from out on the water. One round through the skull, clean, efficient, and a solid confirmation that my equipment was performing exactly as it should. Now it's time for the real job. The target, the richest man in the world. The payout, 100 million. I brought the speedboat in close to the target island.
Yeah, seen something.
Took out the driver. Set up the sniper rifle on deck and trained the scope on a private island 2.2 kilometers out. Every morning, without fail, we went for a swim. I fired a test shot, equipment steady, everything under control. Before the target appeared, his security team swept the surrounding area. I covered the rifle and played the part of a recreational fisherman. This boat had been spotted in the area before. The guards gave me a routine look over and moved on. Not long after, the world's richest man made his way to the shore, surrounded by a heavy security detail. I set down the fishing rod, picked up the rifle again, and locked every ounce of my focus onto the small figure in the crosshairs. The distance was too great, the boat too unsteady. I had to wait for exactly the right moment. Just as the target moved into range, a motorboat came screaming toward me at full speed. I took out the men on the motorboat. Confirmed they were down, then swung the barrel back around and rechambered. That's when the alarm went off. Drones appeared overhead. I activated the jammer. They dropped straight into the ocean.
Jet ski down. Gunman on Bogdan's boat. Sniper rifle.
Delta 1 is down. There is a
Code red!
But my position was blind. His bodyguards moved fast. They grabbed Charles and pulled him underwater immediately. I wasn't worried. I'd already done a mass. People need air. When they couldn't hold their breath any longer and broke the surface, I squeezed the trigger. His dedicated bodyguard threw himself in front of Charles and took the shot. Charles survived. I rechambered without hesitation and kept waiting. They surfaced again. This time no one could take the bullet for him. There you are. I opened up the engine and got out of there fast. The sound swallowed up by the waves. By the time security tried to intercept me, it was already too late. 24 hours. I gave my promise.